Buster's Dino Dilemma is the second segment of the third episode of the first season of Arthur, and I really like this one because it kind of just takes me straight back to my childhood when we would have class trips to museums. Because the class are going to a museum to learn about dinosaurs, and they're going to have the opportunity to look for fossils in well, a bed of water. It's inside the museum. I'm not entirely sure if it's a river, but they're going to be hunting for fossils. And Buster is very excited about this because he loves dinosaurs. And there's this beautiful moment where the museum curator or worker asks a question about dinosaurs, and Buster's able to answer it. And what I love is that instead of being put out that Buster was the one answering a really intelligent question, the brain supports Buster and praises him for a brilliant answer. And I love that that was shown that that is how you should treat your classmates if they show a level of intellect. Because usually when you're top of the class, if somebody threatens that status, it can put you out a little bit. But the brain showed a really brilliant response. And what happens when they're digging for fossils is that things don't necessarily go to according to Buster's plan, and he's a little bit annoyed about something that happens. And I won't explain any more than that. I will in a moment with a spoiler warning. But I really enjoyed it. I love the fact that it was set in a museum. We got to see the characters wearing, well, kind of like traditional, if you like, archaeology outfits, if you can imagine what that would look like. Which was different. It was nice. Things were animated slightly differently to their usual outfits, so it was a little change of pace. There's a lot of information about this. Or rather in this about dinosaurs. I don't know if every information that was shared was factually accurate. If anybody can, vouch for that either way, please feel free to let me know. But I thought it was pretty good. Really enjoyed it. Definitely something that made me feel like I was a child again, back at school on a class trip to a museum. And if it encourages even one child to take an interest in dinosaurs, brilliant. So the spoiler from now, I'm about to explain kind of what happens. It's a mild spoiler, I won't say that what happens at the very end, but what Buster gets annoyed at is that he finds this fossil and he realizes he's not allowed to take it home. So he doesn't tell anybody that he has found this fossil, so he lies, says he hasn't found anything, and takes the fossil home to have as his own. But his guilty conscience begins to get the better of him because he knows he shouldn't really have this. And there's a moral dilemma of will he ever give it back? What should he do? How will he get around this problem? And I really liked it. I thought it was a nice message about doing the right thing. It can encourage children to not steal from museums, because I'm sure it's not the first example of somebody taking something from a museum when they shouldn't. Obviously, most things nowadays are behind glass, but I'm sure there are opportunities here and there. But just in general, taking something that you shouldn't, it's always a worthy message to have. I really liked Buster's Dino Dilemma. I thought it was a pretty decent episode, filled me with nostalgia, no complaints at all.